Josh Giddey, he's currently being investigated by both the NBA, the league.
And so you have an allegation, you have an ongoing criminal investigation, impacts how the players and the Player Association can work with us because, of course, the player needs to protect his rights. So I'm not going to say never ever.
It's been almost 3 weeks since the original leaked report of the Josh Giddey allegations have come to light. And ever since then, things have seemed to have gone quiet. And the NBA issued a statement today, well, at least Adam Silver did. It's a very controversial take. So I'm going to take you through it. Before we get to the content, make sure you drop, like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. We are on the grind to 900,000 subscribers. And now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. I haven't proved myself to you at this point, then check this out. On Thursday Night Football, these are all the people that made money by following my prize picks for free on Instagram. I give out my picks for free each and every night, and if you end up tailing me and hit green, I shout you out like this. Right now, when you use my promo code microphone, you could double your deposit up until $100 on prize picks. And thank you, prize picks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? At this point, I'm sure you're very familiar with the Josh Giddey situation. On the day of Thanksgiving, there were images and videos that were leaked onto the internet that made it seem like Josh Giddey had an alleged improper relationship with a younger girl. Videos of the incident included Josh Giddey saying this.
What's up, man? It's Josh. Be with your beautiful sister. Good luck for your season. You're going to Sacramento soon for a game, so all the best of luck. We're going to come up and watch you. Take care of business.
And also saying this.
What's up, my man? We're at the club. Me and my girl. Gotta head back to mine.
Also featuring images of Josh Giddey holding the girl from behind while the girl was taking selfies, including the most uncomfortable one being Josh Giddey posing in the back as the young girl took a selfie of them two with the caption, "I just f***ed Josh Giddey." And since this incident has taken effect, there are many different takes as to what could have happened. There was footage of Josh Giddey in the club with the girl. At first, people thought that these two had a relationship, that they were just trying to hide from the public. There's another take suggesting that Josh Giddey only met the girl on one specific night in a club that was supposed to be 18 plus, and the girl may have lied about her age in order to get into the club. There were some people that alleged that this incident took place in California. Some people thought it took place in Oklahoma, where the legal age of consent is 16. Some people say that this happened when Josh Giddey was 19 and the girl was 17. And some people think that the girl was 15 and then met Josh Giddey when he was 19. What I'm trying to say is a lot of this is up in the air. A lot of he said, she said, and all of these are allegations coming from relatively sketchy sources. And I wanted to open up this video by telling you guys that. Andrew Bogut thinks that the girl lied about her age.
What I understand, if I'm wrong, I'll come back and apologize. I don't think it is that. I think the girl was younger. From what I understand is the girl in question has lied about her age and said that she was of age at the time, and Josh free to play. They don't see any concerns. The NBA have allowed that, which is kind of telling, because when these kind of things happen, the NBA kind of tries to really, hey, take a couple of games off till we figure this thing out. OKC have been aware of this from what I'm told for the last year. They've known about it.
In the meantime, people were frustrated that it took Stephen A. Smith so long to comment on this situation, and Malika Andrews was getting a lot of heat for not commentating on the situation right away. And eventually, it seemed like the masses may have pushed her into issuing a statement.
That Thunder guard Josh Giddey had an improper relationship with an underage girl. In a since deleted post, an anonymous social media user claimed a girl who was seen with Giddey in videos and images, some of which include explicit captions, was a junior in high school at the time. Giddey, who's 21, he declined to comment on Friday, and despite the serious allegations, Giddey is yet to miss a game this season, and Thunder coach Mark Daigneault, he said he will continue to be in the lineup, saying, quote, "Just with the information we have at this point, that is the decision we've made. It's obviously a league matter at this point, and the ball is in their court on that." Now, a league spokesperson told me this morning that the NBA is still in the process of gathering information, and we will continue to update this story as the news develops.
Whereas Stephen A. Smith said straight up that the reason why he didn't do it is because he's 21 and we don't know how old she is. We don't know anything. We just know that there's an investigation going on. The reason why I haven't said anything is because we could get sued. You don't just go out there running your damn mouth over something this serious. And my favorite response to this was someone tweeted, has Stephen A. Smith ever spoke on a possible criminal manner before he had the facts? And the results of the poll was an overwhelming yes, 74%.
Adam Silver, commissioner of NBA, he can't be allowed to play with the Houston Rockets, short for Houston Rockets training camp next. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. You can't be on an NBA roster.
And to be honest, man, I've done that myself. There are times where it seems like we have all the facts and we just don't, which is why I would like to make it abundantly clear these are all allegations. We still don't have the facts. I painted 3 scenarios for you guys in the beginning of this video. With that being said, the one thing that has been triggering a lot of people in regards to this situation is how the OKC Thunder have handled this situation this entire time. Mark Daigneault said this in regards to the OKC Thunder stance on Josh Giddey when the news first came out.
I'm not going to comment on anything as relates to Josh off the court.
Sure.
Sorry to cut you off.
No worries.
And then when he was asked whether or not Josh Giddey was going to start, once again, he said this.
Just a follow-up to that. I'm assuming that doesn't affect his availability at all.
Josh is playing.
Okay.
It seems like the OKC Thunder are taking a very business as usual type of approach to this situation. And what I personally felt was really interesting is that while Newport Beach PD is conducting an investigation on this entire situation, which is a city in California, the one thing that I found to be the most fascinating is that the alleged victim is refusing to cooperate. Law enforcement sources tell us that police would obviously like to speak with the female, and those close to her gather more information regarding the social media claims that made rounds over the weekend. But as of right now, no one is talking. It's a very significant component to the whole situation, as a lack of cooperation will make it much more challenging for officials to determine whether any laws were broken. Meanwhile, there have been clips of Josh Giddey getting exposed on the basketball court, including this 2-minute compilation of the Houston Rockets completely ignoring Josh Giddey on defense and attacking him mercilessly on offense. And this all brought us to where we are currently. A lot of people have been curious as to how Adam Silver and the NBA will handle this situation. Now, historically, the NBA has had a lot of situations like this pop up in the past. Scenarios such as the Josh Primo incident, the way they handled John Morant's incident, all come to mind whenever the NBA has to handle this incident. But when Adam Silver was asked about the Josh Giddey situation and how is he still playing despite these very serious allegations being levied against him, this is what he had to say.
I can't think of many circumstances where we've suspended a player based on an allegation alone. And in this case, so we have an allegation, and then you have a police investigation and a parallel league investigation. I'd always also add that where there is a criminal investigation, we take a back seat. And so you have an allegation, you have an ongoing criminal investigation, that impacts how the players and the Player Association can work with us because, of course, the player needs to protect his rights. So I'm not going to say never ever, but I think this is the path we've consistently followed in the path. There's an ongoing criminal investigation. Newport Police opened up that investigation, notified us. We then take a back seat, and that's where things currently stand.
Now, I am all for not suspending individuals while an investigation is undergoing. I think that's a huge problem with our society today. It seems like people automatically assume people are guilty without even going out of their way to prove that they were guilty. But I will have to admit, the NBA has been placed in scenarios like this before. 1 year ago, Josh Primo was given a suspension without pay for conduct detrimental to the league after a league investigation determined that Primo engaged in inappropriate and offensive behavior by exposing himself to women. The league conducted its own investigation and consulted with relevant experts, the NBA statement said. Following that process, the league found that Primo engaged in inappropriate and offensive behavior by exposing himself. If you guys remember, the San Antonio Spurs even got rid of Josh Primo as a result of this situation. The crazy part about this is the Bexar County DA's office will decline charges filed against Josh Primo for allegedly exposing himself to a Spurs staff member several times. So at the end of the day, the charges were even declined in regards to Josh Primo. But we're just getting started. What about the John Morant situation? In the case of John Morant, he didn't even do something that was illegal. John Morant just did something that was really freaking dumb. Don't get me wrong, flashing a weapon in 2 separate occasions after you were chastised for doing so is definitely something really stupid to do. And to be honest, that didn't need an investigation, but he got 25 games, and people are accusing the NBA of picking and choosing how they want to punish specific people. Of course, you could also say that he violated the collective bargaining agreement. It's a horrible look for the NBA for one of its faces or future faces to be doing something like that. But at the same time, you can make an argument that the John Morant situation was more a PR risk as opposed to a criminal investigation. There were no criminal charges brought forth against John Morant. It's just a bad look for the NBA for John Morant to bring out a weapon, and that's why he was suspended for 25 games. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about all this? Do you think the NBA is handling this properly, or do you think Josh Giddey should be punished? I personally feel like you cannot punish someone until all the facts come out, but I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.